What's up guys, it's Zach and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be analyzing the Back 4 Blood website as well as the trailers that have come out for the game during the Game Awards. Now, I'm a huge fan of Left 4 Dead, so I'm going to be covering the hell out of this game until it comes out. So if you guys like Back 4 Blood or are interested in Back 4 Blood and like the Left 4 Dead games, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel as I will be covering this game up until launch, and I'm super excited to do so. So definitely make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below, guys, and without any further ado, let's get right into the website analysis. So as you can see here, we are on the main website. There's really not much to actually say about the website itself, just because there's not really much general information. I do want Purple Lamp, wow. I do want Turtle Rock to definitely add some more stuff here, like maybe bios for the characters and for the special infected, just so that we know a little more generally about them. But we do know a little bit because they definitely have said some stuff on their Twitter that, you know, actually has helped us out here. So, the first thing I'm actually going to point out here is the logo. As you can see here, the logo is very Left 4 Dead inspired. You look at it and you think Left 4 Dead, except a little bit different, excuse me. It looks really, really cool. I love it. It looks great. It's very, like I said, very Left 4 Dead. And the more it feels like Left 4 Dead, the more excited I'm going to be for it, because I love Left 4 Dead, and the fact that they haven't released a Left 4 Dead game in over 10 years is absolutely crazy. But anyways, moving on from that, we're going to get into the trailers in a little bit, but this is a little thing for you guys. They are doing a closed alpha on December 17th, which is this coming Thursday. So definitely make sure to sign up for the pre-alpha, or sorry, for the alpha demo if you haven't. I already have, and I also entered the contest that they're holding. You know, to see if I can get myself a code, you know, that'd be super, super cool. And I'll definitely be playing it for the channel if I get to play it early access, and I'd have to use my laptop, so I hope that it can actually run on that. So yeah, so also we have a first look at our survivors here. So I only know one of their names, and that's this woman here. Her name's Holly, but I'm not sure about the other three. I think this guy's name starts with an E, but I'm not sure about him, and I'm not sure about him. I don't know their names. All I know is Holly, because that is something they announced on Twitter, that her name is Holly. So that's all I actually know. So yeah, so that's that. Like I said, definitely sign up for the alpha demo if you want to try this game out. I can't wait to see what this game's all about. And of course, as you can see up here, it comes out on June 22nd, 2021, which is only 6 months away. So it seems far away, but really, it's not far at all. Fun fact, it's actually 1 day before the 1-year anniversary of Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated being out, so there's a little fun fact for you. So yeah, so come slay with us. Back 4 Blood is a thrilling, cooperative first-person shooter from the creators of the critically acclaimed Left 4 Dead franchise. You are at the center of a war against the Ridden, which is the name of the type of infected they are. These once human hosts of a deadly parasite have turned into terrifying creatures bent on devouring what remains of civilization. With humanity's extinction on the line, it's up to you and your friends to take the fight to the enemy, eradicate the Ridden, and reclaim the world. So, pretty epic plot there. So, cooperative story campaign. Let's read this little thing here. Actually, let's analyze the picture first. Obviously, we see the safe house door, which is very reminiscent of the original Left 4 Dead. We see Ridden on the thing here. And I really like that they gave a name to the infection. That's really, really cool. So, we see melee weapons being a thing, just like in Left 4 Dead 2. Yeah, I don't know what to say besides it looks really, really good. So, let's actually read it. Fight your way through a dynamic, perilous world in a 4-player co-op story campaign where you must work together to survive increasingly challenging missions. Play with up to 3 of your friends online, or go solo and lead your team into battle. So this is very much like the original Left 4 Dead campaign concept. I'm presuming, since they're safe houses, it's literally going to be identical. You go, you start a mission, you get to the safe house, the mission ends, you go to the next one, and then you work your way up to the final chapter, which is like a big boss fight, then you get rescued, etc., etc. So, there's that. So now we have competitive multiplayer. This is another picture of a special infected, which we'll get into in a little bit when we look at the trailers. So, competitive multiplayer. Play with or against friends in PvP. Become a cleaner, one of the immune survivors, with special perks, or switch sides and play as the horrific Ridden. Both sides come with unique weapons, abilities, and specialties. So this is very reminiscent of the versus mode from Left 4 Dead. For those of you who remember, Left 4 Dead had many different gameplay modes, but the versus mode had a group as the 4 survivors, and then another group that played as 4 special infected, that were randomly chosen each time the person died as a special infected, came back as a different one, you know, whatever. So it seems like the same exact thing here. So this is all very familiar territory. What's new, though, is this, the Extreme Replayability Tab. Well, firstly, we see this character here. Again, don't know his name. Really hope we learn it soon. But this guy is shooting something, so, hey, that's cool. Extreme Replayability. A new roguelike card system creates different experiences each and every time, putting you in control to craft custom decks, roll different builds, and undertake more demanding fights. The game director is constantly adjusting to player actions, ensuring exciting fights, extreme gameplay diversity, and tougher legions of Ridden, including mutated boss types of up to 20 feet tall. So we'll get into the boss types thing later when we look at the trailers. So they're introducing this card system, which I don't quite understand, because I know games have done card systems in the past, but I never really understand what they are, because I've never really gotten too into games that have these kind of systems, because usually they're like RPGs and such. But I wonder if it's going to be, you know, like just different abilities, like different, like perks almost, like in Call of Duty, like where you have different perks that you can use. Wonder if it's going to be like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you guys have any idea of what that might be, let me know down in the comments down below. So yeah, and that's basically it. We actually, we also have this, obviously, all these different pictures here. There's nothing really notable here, except here's another special infected with the media tab. That's the only tab that's available. I'm presuming these two will become something later. So yeah, that's the main website. So now we're gonna go into, oh yeah, and here are the systems it's available on. I really hope it becomes available on the Switch one day. Turtle Rock Studios, please bring it to the Switch. Pretty please for me. Pretty please. But anyways, let's go to media and let's look at these trailers. We're gonna look at the official reveal trailer first, given that it's the thing that started this all. I had never been so hyped about a game reveal. It's been a while since I've gotten that hyped. So this, oh, I hate this. Stop. This is the parasite that causes the mutation, that causes the Ridden disease. So yeah, that's that. So we see, one thing, this is one theory I have, you know, one little thing I have. Another game that is very Left 4 Dead-like is World War Z. Not even made by Turtle Rock or Valve or anything like that, but it's a game that's very stylized like Left 4 Dead. And what that game's about is there are different parts of the world where you play at, like where you play in as different survivors in each location. And like, for example, there's like a Tokyo location, I think there's a Moscow location, a New York location. So there's these different locations where there's different campaigns, just like Left 4 Dead. So I wonder if it's going to be the same here, because as you can see here, the map shows Quebec City. Now this shows, probably shows where the outbreak really started, you know, and then you see New York, where the outbreak really spread. So what I'm wondering is if I'm just completely overthinking this, and, you know, this is more so of, it's just showing the outbreak happen across the world, or if it's going to be like World War Z, and there's going to be different campaigns in different parts of the world. I think that could be really interesting, and I think that's something that actually was part, or brought up in something that Turtle Rock have talked about on, like, their Discord server or something. Which begs the question also, we've seen the 4 survivors, but are there going to be more survivors? And something that makes me ask that as well is because there's a FAQ section that that Turtle Rock Studios did, and I remember reading a question that said, will there be more than one female survivor? And they answered yes. And the fact that there's only one female survivor here is making me think that there might be different survivors for each campaign, just like World War Z. That's a theory I have that's not confirmed nor denied, but that is a theory I have. So let's continue here. So we see Turtle Rock Studios, Warner Brothers Game Productions. You know, that is what told me it was Back 4 Blood. Let's see, so, because that's Kentucky, so that's the United States map, so we're still talking about the United States here. Here are our 4 survivors, now blinded by the gunshot thing. We'll see another shot of them later come up. So, yeah, so here, this is Holly, and this guy's name starts with an E, I don't remember it, but, yeah, they're just fighting. I really like the dynamic of the characters themselves, because of the fact that one thing I like is that they're different, like they're completely different backgrounds, because we actually have a decently diverse cast here. We have a white college student age girl. We have an older white gentleman who is kind of mean looking. We have a Hispanic looking guy, and then we have a black guy. So there's a bit of racial diversity here, which I think is really, really cool. It'll give each person a character to identify with. I mean, out of all of them, I kind of see myself playing as the girl the most because she's college age, she seems really, really fun, and she's just got a exuberant personality from what we can tell, so I'll definitely be playing as Holly. So, yeah, so zombies looking cool. All these characters look really, really cool. They're well animated, they look realistic. This guy I really, really like as well. He kind of reminds me of, if you merged, from what I could tell, if you merge Nick from Left 4 Dead 2 and Francis from Left 4 Dead 1, you know, the stubborn, kind of mean nature of Nick mixed with the kind of, oh, I don't care nature of Francis, mix that together and we get this character. That's what I'm seeing so far. But yeah, so this shows that, let me zoom back a little bit. This shows that Molotovs are back, and I'm presuming, I'm going to take a solid guess, and say that's going to be the case for a lot of, you know, the Left 4 Dead things that were in Left 4 Dead. So I'm presuming Molotovs and pipe bombs will return in some capacity. Boomer bile, probably a little bit different because boomers aren't in this game. But when we get to special infected later that's like the boomer, if their bile, you know, is horde attracting, then it could possibly come back. Med kits, obviously, very likely. Or actually, that's probably a given. Med kits, health, you know, kind of required. Maybe pills, adrenaline, or some sort of temporary health. That stuff's also possible. The possibilities are endless with this. Okay, so yep, so we see this guy throwing the Molotov out. So we see Holly hitting with a baseball bat, again showing that melee weapons are coming back. So here we get a look at our first special infected. This one actually got a name thanks to Turtle Rock on Twitter. This one is called a hawker. You know, like hawking up a loogie, you know, that kind of thing. That's what this one's named after, and it's a pretty freaking clever name. I like it. This is probably my favorite special infected we've seen so far, because to me, I mean, besides the boomer one, which is a pretty copy and paste, this one to me screamed Left 4 Dead. Now, I know some people will want some differentiations from Left 4 Dead, and they definitely are doing that with this game, but to me, I could see this special infected being in Left 4 Dead if the hunter didn't exist, to be honest. So this special infected seems like as I was just saying, this special infected seems like the mixture of a hunter and a spitter. But obviously very different than both of them in different regards. And as you can see, it has 4 arms, which is pretty unique. This game definitely took a lot more creative liberties with the design of the special infected, because in Left 4 Dead, the special infected definitely looked more human. I mean, you look at like the hunter, which is basically just a guy in a hoodie. The boomers, it's a really, really big guy. Smoker had some more, you know, like they definitely had some zombies that had a little more individual traits to them. But these are starting to get a little more creative with, you know, 4 arms and big brain and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so as we can see, this zombie throws a slime ball and it sticks the player that the slime ball hits into the ground. So they can't move, and I'm presuming this will make them more susceptible to zombie attacks. And I'm presuming they'll be able to shoot, you know, and do that type of stuff, but they'll be more vulnerable because they can't move. And the cool aspect of it is that another player, being this guy in this trailer, has to go back and get the person free from the goop. Which, you know, is obviously presuming they go up, hold like a button, and they, you know, just remove it. So now we see the hunter side of the hawker. We see it jump towards the survivors. So one question I have with this, because I think I had to do, this is my second time filming this, because the first time I had some technical issues, but I had a really cool idea, or a really cool thought with this special infected, right? So, this special infected, slimes someone, sticks them to the ground, and then jumps down. Okay? So I wonder if the special infected slimes someone to the ground, they get stuck. So then someone goes back to free them, and then the Hawker jumps at them and tries to pin them like a hunter. So then you have 2 players down. That could make a really strong special infected, and a special infected that, if you're split up, could really screw you over. Because someone could just say, oh, I'm going to go back for them, they went down, and then the Hawker downs them. That could be a really interesting thing. I think it could also be interesting if the players stuck in the slime could fight out of it themselves. You know, could like struggle, like in like almost like in Dead by Daylight, where you could struggle against the hook. That kind of thing, where you can struggle against the slime, get yourself out of it. But it will take you longer than someone getting you out of it themselves. So, just an interesting idea for the Hawker. But they could also just be, they throw slime at someone, and then they just jump at anyone on the team, doesn't matter. So, yeah. So, you know, now we see, this shot was really interesting. Now, this actually, when I did the video last time, or like the first time I recorded, it left me with a question, right? So we see Holly here. She has a baseball bat with the spikes in it, which is really cool, and a pistol. And in Left 4 Dead, you couldn't have a melee weapon and a pistol. It was either or. Now, question I have is, A, is this just for the CG trailer? This could very well just be for the trailer. It could be. Or are you able to, let's say, have the pistol be your main weapon? Or can you have a pistol and a melee weapon? Stuff like that. That stuff, you know, is just, they're just questions I have, you know? Like, or is it just me overthinking and that's just part of the trailer? So, yeah, there's that. So, we have our next special infected here, which is basically the Back 4 Blood version of the Boomer. So, as you can see here, he's very slimy. He's got faces, like, in his body, like many different faces, but his main face is just the teeth, and he's got a big brain. It almost reminds me of something I'd seen like Resident Evil, almost. But he vomits on you, just like in Left 4 Dead. Now, this does leave me with a lot of questions, because obviously they are very much pulling this from Left 4 Dead, so I'm wondering if the bile or the puke also attracts the horde. We don't get to see that here, because no one gets covered by it. But that'd be really interesting if it was the same exact thing, or if they did something different with it. Yeah, so then, obviously, once they kill the Boomer thing, it explodes, just like in the original Left 4 Dead, and just like in the original Left 4 Dead, the bottom half of the body, you see the leg and the butt here, just kind of flop over, just like the Boomer in the original Left 4 Dead. So, I'm presuming they're going to kind of do the same thing. I wonder if the explosion, actually does anything, like covering them in the, you know, in the bile and like attracting the horde. I wonder if that's going to be a thing. Sorry, I couldn't figure out words there for a second. But they do get covered up. At least this guy, you can see he even says like, oh, this is gross, I'm covered up in it. And then not too long later after this, the horde does show up. So I wonder if that was just, you know, part of the trailer or whatever. But we also get to see the survivors interact, which is really cool. I love seeing the survivors interact in Left 4 Dead, so seeing the survivors interact here is really cool. I like it a lot. So yeah, so now we see the next special infected, which is this guy here. I'm gonna wait until the camera cuts to him again. Here he is. So basically, when I first saw him, I instantly thought Charger, because one arm is little, one arm's big. But looking at him, well, first of all, he's freaking massive. But second of all, his left arm is normal size. Like the Charger, his left arm was wimpy, like was like very little. But this guy, his arm's normal size. It's just that his right arm is freaking chunky. It's big. So I wonder if this guy, obviously he's not like the Charger in his attacks. His attack is more so like his arm, his right arm, he's using almost like a baseball bat or almost like a club trying to hit you. And I like the concept. I think it's really cool. He's a tough special infected, you know, and I like that quite a bit. And now we see the horde coming, which makes me wonder if the puke from the Boomer one actually, you know, did anything. But there we go. Boom. We have the title screen. So now we're going to go into the next trailer, which is the gameplay reveal. Alright, so here we have the the gameplay reveal. As you can see, the pre-alpha gameplay. This is all pre-alpha, so it's very, very early. But for pre-alpha, it looks pretty dang good. Like, let me just start playing it here. Here we go. Actually, before we really get into it, we're going to see the safe house here. This is very much like the safe house from the original Left 4 Dead games. Complete with the writing on the wall that there always was. The door. Oh my god, I keep doing that. The door is, you know, very safe housey, very Left 4 Dead. Yeah, so gameplay. So we're going in. And here we go. So yeah, so as you can see here, we have these bins that seem to be what the supplies are in that they use, like the ammo, med kits, melee weapons, all that kind of stuff are in these bins. Which is obviously a lot different than Left 4 Dead, where they were just on the tables. Meaning that these places are, like, stocked. Like, in Left 4 Dead, it more so seemed like everything was just kind of haphazardly put there. You know, it's kind of thrown about on tables, put on shelves. But these are in, like, legit cases. So I wonder if these safe houses are almost like prep centers where you can really prepare for what's coming. I don't know. But anyways, go out here. You know, we see the gameplay. It looks solid. Like, it looks so good. It looks like Left 4 Dead. There's no UI. Like, you don't see the ammo or the items that you have, just like in Left 4 Dead. So that's probably something they're, like, gonna have in, like, the alpha gameplay thing. Or the alpha demo that we're gonna try out. I really hope I can try that out. And one thing I've noticed with Back 4 Blood is that special infected are a lot more common than in Left 4 Dead. So you see, we just destroyed a boomer guy, but then there's another boomer guy right behind it. So this leads to something I am kind of concerned about with the game. Special infected seem pretty common. Like, you can almost always expect to see a special infected around a corner. So that does scare me a little bit. I like the element of surprise when you encounter a special infected, mostly because the special infected in Left 4 Dead tended to kind of hide and then attack, not just be out in the open usually, right? Like a hunter would usually be up on something you can't see, a boomer would usually be behind a door or something, a spitter would be far away, a witch would be sitting God knows where. So there's usually an element of surprise with, you know, the special infected. But also, one thing I loved about the special infected in Left 4 Dead is the music, the sound cues I would play before the special infected showed up. I still don't know the difference between all the sound cues. I'm not, you know, I haven't played Left 4 Dead that much to actually really know all the sound cues by memory. But I do know that when you hear, like, no, 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 you get ready. And it's just really, really, like, it gets you on edge. It gets you ready for something. But here, they just kind of seem to blend in with the regular crowd, and it just makes them feel less special. Now, what I'm wondering, because I believe in this gameplay demo, we don't see the Hawker at all. So I'm wondering if the Hawker is a special infected, and the Boomer ones really aren't that special. I don't know how to describe it, but I really hope there's a little more, or a little less reliance on the special infected. Which leads me to my next point. We see here, as we're about to turn around, Big Boss Dude shows up. So this is post-production editing Zach. So while I was either filming or editing the video, whatever, earlier, Turtle Rock actually said that this guy that we're looking at right now is called an ogre. So that's the name of this particular special infected. I wanted to throw it in so that you guys knew what the name of the special infected was. So I was making sure to keep it up to date. We read in the thing on the website that Back 4 Blood would have big bosses. Now, since I just left the safe room, I think it's pretty early to have a boss. You know, so I'm wondering if, A, this is just this game's version of a tank, or if bosses are just going to be, like, kind of thrown in and thrown around. I don't know. The one thing I'm wondering, or the one thing I'm not too sold on yet is how big some of the special infected are. Now, being a big special infected is not inherently a bad thing. I like the design of a lot of them. You know, the guy with the big hand. I like them. But I really hope they are not supposed to be the selling point of the game. The fact that special infected are now big. I personally would, because like the big special infected are just obvious, they're big. The one, like I said, the one thing I loved about the special infected from the original Left 4 Dead is they looked like regular people. They looked like regular zombies, but they had different traits, so you had to really keep your eye out for them. These, it's just smack right in front of you. Here's a big zombie you got, or here's a big monster you gotta fight. And it just takes away that edge just a little bit. It's not game breaking. It doesn't deter me at all from the game. But it's just one of those things where it's like I miss the mystery and just the build-up of fighting against a special infected. Like, usually, like, you know, it wouldn't be much. You just get pounced by a hunter and someone would save you. But, like, the thing with Left 4 Dead is you didn't expect when the special infected were coming after you. But here, it just seems like they're very out in the open. And it just makes them seem a little less pleasurable to fight. You just look at them, you shoot them, and then you move on. With the actual special infected in Left 4 Dead, there's a little more of like, okay, where I hear a hunter, I hear him screaming, or I hear a smoker coughing, or I hear a witch crying, where is it? That's what I think this game is missing. So far, from what we've seen 2.5 minutes of gameplay, right? Can't say too much. But that's just what I'm missing from what we've seen so far. So yeah, so this guy didn't even look human, which is fine. You know, they don't need to look human, but it just makes me wonder where they fall with this virus. You know, because it's supposed to be these humans got the virus and now they're all mutated. What the hell is that? Like, that's not really human. So, I don't know. But the gameplay looks really, really cool. It looks a little, just paced differently. It almost looks slower. Like, it looks slower paced in terms of the movement speed. And that's not a bad thing. It's not something. It's not a change that I love or a change that I hate. It's just something I noticed. It's like, oh, they move a little bit slower, which I think is cool. You know, I mean, like I said, nothing good, nothing bad, just different. One thing I do like though, just like in Left 4 Dead, right? This boy can tear off a fence and throw it. I like that. Destructible environments, the creature, the thing you're fighting against really making an impact on the environment you're in. I love it. It's it's great. I love that the special infected really have an impact on the environment. And yeah, looks great. So soon we're gonna see our big club boy right here, as he tries to smack you with his giant meat club. Yeah, he looks pretty tough, you know, he takes quite a few hits, it looks like. That was weird movement right there, as you guys probably just saw. He kind of just like warped almost this way. So, just looks kind of weird. But, pre-alpha, you know, I'm not going to complain too much. But yeah, and also the game just looks visually gorgeous either way. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. Okay, so yes, now we're in here. And one thing that's really cool is that this guy can grab you from inside that room, which is really, really cool. It makes you really feel like, oh, haha, this guy can't fit through this door, well, he can grab through it. That's really, really cool. And it makes me think that this guy is more of a boss. Because I feel like a regular special infected tank, basically, like a tank, almost, wouldn't really be able to do that. Especially since it looks like this is almost like a cutscene right here, right? So, yeah. So, as you can see, again, here, there, let's get back to there. As you can see here, there's an exploding boomer boy here. And then there's another one here. So I wonder if the boomers are, like, really special infected. Like, when do you encounter two boomers? This didn't happen in Left 4 Dead. It's not something that I have a problem with. It's not. It just makes me wonder how special the special infected will be if it just seems like they're all that you fight. Like, in Hard Rain, you fought the witch a lot, right? But that was the theme of the level. But if you fought against the witch a lot in every single level, or if there were hunters a lot in every single level, it just would ruin it. And I'm not quite getting that vibe here, but I'm thinking it. It's in the back of my mind. But every single shot that this shows looks super, super good. Like, the game looks good. Like, this game looks... See, hold on, that shot I liked. This is the kind of special effect that I like. The hawker was hidden above this roof here, probably didn't see it, and then it jumps at you. That I like. The hawker is definitely my favorite special infected so far. But as you see here, just killing more zombies. Hawker's up there, shoot it and kill it. Got the boomer guy behind you, Molotov, you throw that, you get a shovel, an axe, everything. June 22nd, 2021 for all these consoles. Honestly, the game looks really, really good. I think it looks great. But let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff down below. Click the notification bell so you're notified of when I upload videos. And make sure to check out the merch store. There's some cool ZakPak merch up there. Let me know what you guys think of Back 4 Blood. And, yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.